Add some flair to your t-shirt patterns with a shell tuck stitch. Today I'll be sewing the Orlando tee from Seamwork, but you can follow this tutorial and shell tuck finish for any t-shirt pattern. What I love about this particular pattern is the feminine fitted element versus the more unisex fit you get with most t-shirt patterns. I'm using a rib knit in this video and I'm sewing today entirely using my regular sewing machine. I hope you sew along with me to create a fun new t-shirt. Let's get started. Place your front and back pieces right sides together. Pin both of your side seams and both shoulder seams. Sew both side seams and both shoulder seams with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. I'm going to be using a narrow zigzag stitch. At this point, you can finish the raw edges of your seams if necessary. Then you can press each of your seams to the back of the garment, or you can press them open as I have. For each of my sleeves, I'm going to press the bottom edge to the wrong side by 1/2 inch all the way across. Then with each of those creases opened out for now, I'll fold these sleeves right sides together with themselves and pin the underarm seams. Then I'll sew each of those seams with a 3/8 inch seam allowance and press the seams open. Now that those underarm seams are sewn, I'm going to fold my hem back up along the pre-pressed crease. And on the inside, I'll edge stitch close to the raw edge all the way around for the bottoms of both sleeves. I'm going to be using a medium length zigzag stitch. Now I'm ready to sew my shell tucks around the bottom edges of both of the sleeves. I'll set my machine to a width of 5, a length of 2.5, and a tension of 9. As I sew, I'll make sure that the outermost zigzag stitch lands just off of the fabric. Now I'll place each of the sleeves into their respective armholes so that the fabrics are right sides together, pinning in place at the underarm seam, and matching each of the notches. And you'll also match the dot at the top of the sleeve cap with the shoulder seam. Repeat to insert both sleeves. Then we can sew both of our sleeves in place with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Now for the neckband, I'm going to press a memory crease down the middle, folding the fabric wrong sides together. Then I'll open that fold back out and fold the collar in half right sides together, matching the short edges. Sew the short edge with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Fold the neckband back in half along the memory crease and mark the quarter points. Also mark the quarter points of your neckline. I'll place my neckband and the neckline right sides together, and I'll place the seam of the neckband at the back of the garment. Match your pins and pin in place. Now I'll sew the neckband to the neckline with a lightning bolt stitch. Give that neckline a press, pressing the seam allowance down toward the garment. Then you can top stitch the seam allowance in your preferred method, using a twin needle, your cover stitch machine, or a medium zigzag stitch as I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be sewing right underneath that main neckline seam. Now for the final shell tuck finish, I'm going to sew those stitches in the same exact way as I did for the bottoms of the sleeves. Now for the bottom of the garment, I've pressed the hem to the wrong side all the way around by 1/2 inch, just as I did for the bottoms of the sleeves. Now I'm going to edge stitch close to the raw edge on the inside all the way around with a medium zigzag stitch. If you like, you can also sew scallops along the bottom edge of your garment, and then your t-shirt is complete. Thank you for watching this sew along. Here's the final result. I have sewn a size 0 today, and I made a full-length version as well as a cropped version which I shortened by 3 inches. Subscribe for more full-length sewing tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video.